to Deadites on Deck on Sunday, November 30th for the first episode of Let's Chat with Evil Dead Chick and Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel.
This one is going to be awesome. We are going to dynasty the video nasties of the 1980s. Don't miss it.
Let's go on a psycho road trip with the films of Pete Walker, schizos and sleazos, stalk and slash. Get into the RV for the best and bloodiest road trip ever. Take a walk into darkness, dip into the secrets behind some of the best slashers ever made. Let's go on a psycho road trip with the films of Pete Walker, schizos and sleazos, stalk and slash.
Howdy, gang. Hey, the poet, and welcome to the final edition, sadly, of Psycho Road Trip, the films of Pete Walker. This could have been longer, but I was trying to focus more on the horror slasher type films that Pete Walker did. If you would like to see more, and I know the poet was the one that gave me the idea for this one. If you would like to see more about Pete Walker's other types of films, he did a lot of shorts, and he also, I wouldn't call it pornography, but they were a little bit more adult-oriented films. So you guys and gals, just let me know if you would like me to kind of switch gears and talk about different types of Pete Walker films upcoming. But this is the final Psycho Road Trip. And we're going to be talking about The Comeback and House of the Long Shadows, which I thought I hadn't watched all of The Comeback, but apparently I had. But last night I sat down and I really watched it and paid attention to it more so than I did the last time. I also rewatched House of the Long Shadows today so that I would be prepared for this Psycho Road Trip tonight. But I just want to get some housekeeping stuff out of the way, and also would like to apologize that I had to reschedule Celluloid Trash that was supposed to take place last night. And I was all ready to go and ready to talk about the films, but I just got really, really tired about the time for the stream. And so I said, well, I think I'm just going to reschedule it. I think it would be better if I did that. So it is forthcoming, just, in the future. So I've already got it rescheduled. So if you want to know when that is, feel free to look on the channel. I believe it's December 1st. I think that's when I rescheduled it for, just the following Monday. Don't have a whole lot going on for the rest of the week. I do have a Feast of Horror, a Deadites on Deck Thanksgiving special that will be tomorrow night, hopefully starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then, I don't know, I may pop in here and do something over the weekend because I didn't realize that I had the Friday off after Thanksgiving. So I got a 4-day weekend coming up. And Steve said, well, maybe you can get some rest. And I said, well, yeah, but I might want to work on some things as well. Okay, so sorry, folks. I'm not as tired as I was last night, but I am still a little bit tired. But But before we get to the movies, I did want to remind everybody that there are several different ways that you can support me in the channel, and it won't cost you a dime. As much as I appreciate the super chats and the super stickers and people that join my channel and people that join my Patreon, I also realize that especially in this day and age, everybody isn't made out of money, right? So again, there are several different ways that you can support me in the channel. It won't cost you one thin dime, right? So one of those ways is by subscribing. There's never a bad time to subscribe to my channel or anybody else's channel that you're enjoying the content that they're putting out. There are lots of fantastic channels out there, folks. I'm not just trying to toot my own horn here. I've talked about my friend Chris's channel, the Crater Mania channel. Head on over to Chris's channel and check him out. As I've said before, Chris is one of the most knowledgeable people I've ever met in my life. And that's not just with horror movies. It's all encompassing all genres of movies and music and collectibles, wrestling, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in any or all of those things, check out Chris's Crater Mania channel right here on YouTube. My buddies over at Dead Pit Radio, they have the Dead Pit channel. And, you know, CK and Uncle Bill have a successful YouTube channel. They have lots of subscribers already, but who doesn't want more, right? So head on over to Dead Pit Radio and check those guys out. CK and Uncle Bill are very entertaining, very informative, and have lots of really cool stuff going on over on their channel. Also, you can hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content that I've got coming out. Once you subscribe, you can do that. You can hit the like button on things that you particularly enjoy. And heck, if you like it all, hit that like button all across the board. And here's one more way that you can support me in the channel, and it won't cost you a dime, won't cost anybody you tell about the channel a dime, and that is by sharing with friends and family members that you think might enjoy the content that I'm putting out. Share with them my channel. And again, I'll do y'all a solid here, and I will put my channel handle in there for you so you don't have to go looking for it, right? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get to these movies. First of all, The Comeback, which I don't have a single copy of this, but I'll put a little visual up on the screen. It was also known at one time as The Day the Screaming Stopped. But I, like many of the other people associated with the movie, appreciated the change in the title to The Comeback, because I think it more accurately describes the film. So you have a singer who's a very popular singer, and he is trying to make a comeback after divorcing his wife, Gail. And he is going to stay at this old English house with two caretakers, Mr. and Mrs. B, he refers to them as. Mrs. B is played by Sheila Keith. Sheila Keith is actually in these last two films I'm going to be talking about. And so this one starts out with a bang, folks, because it starts out with Gail, the ex-wife, going to the old penthouse that she shared with her ex-husband, and she calls out the name Harry. We don't know who Harry is at this point, but someone comes out or comes from upstairs with a very sharp implement and this scary looking kind of like hag like mask, sort of resembling the mask from Curtains. If any of you have seen the Canadian film Curtains. And very gory and bloody kill right off the bat. And in fact, Gail's hand is cut off in the process. And it almost reminds me a little bit of an Argento film in that the body is not found for a long period of time. And by this time, flies have landed on the body and have laid eggs, and there's maggots, and yeah, it's pretty nasty. So that reminded me of, like people finding bodies, maybe bodies that have been years dead in an Argento film. For example, Deep Red, when they find the body behind the wall in the house. So you have basically two bloody, kills, one near the beginning of the movie, one in the middle of the movie, and then you have one more killing with an axe near the end. So it's not like a kill every few minutes or anything like that. But when the kills do come, they are really elaborate, and you're like, whoa, because I had forgotten about this one at the beginning, and I was like, holy cow, So this fast became my second favorite Pete Walker movie after Schizo. Schizo is first, The Comeback is second. So if you watched Schizo and you enjoyed Schizo, I think you will really, really enjoy The Comeback. In fact, The Comeback was suggested to me by people in the past. And it is no doubt one of those that, gets you right there, right off the bat. And it doesn't really let go of you for the whole entire movie, because this whole movie is really tense. And keeps you kind of riveted to your television screen. And so I can highly, highly recommend The Comeback. And of course, I'm going to have to give this a really, I wish I'd quit yawning now. I wasn't yawning, but I'm going to have to give it my highest rating of 5 deadites out of 5. The Comeback is awesome, folks. Gothic and very English atmosphere, backdrop, whatever you want to say about it. And also, it's just so good. It's just so good. As a horror fan, I loved it. But I think even if you are a fan of thrillers, as long as you don't mind a little blood in your thrillers, The Comeback would suit you well, for people that like those kind of movies as well. So, yeah, high praise for The Comeback. I would highly recommend it to anybody. Okay, so do any of these films have a 4K to Poet? That's a good question. And I thought that I looked and didn't find them on 4K, but I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction, right? Let me just try this. Okay. I gotta write something down. I saw something on Prime or on Amazon whenever I went there. Let's see. Try this now. Wow, this thing isn't typing right. Let's see. I don't know what these films have to do with Pete Walker, but really, I'm only seeing them on Blu-ray right now. The Poet, to be totally honest. You probably could go to somewhere like Amazon and try to search each of the titles, like each of the titles that I've talked about. And you might run across some, but I have not, as of yet, run across any on 4K. So the next film is House of Long Shadows, or House of the Long Shadows. Room for Every Nightmare, A Nightmare in Every Room. It has Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, and Mr. John Carradine. And also Sheila Keith is in this. And Desi Arnaz Jr. as well. I think Desi Arnaz Jr. plays the writer in this. So this has a little more humor to it. But I love seeing Christopher Lee in it. I love seeing Vincent Price. I love seeing Peter Cushing. It was just absolutely fantastic seeing all those guys, plus John Carradine in there as well. And I thought Desi Arnaz Jr. was great in this as the writer. There's a lot of twists and turns in this film. So you have a writer played by Desi Arnaz Jr. who makes a bet with his publisher or his agent. Maybe it's his agent. It's probably his agent. Makes a bet, a $20,000 bet with his agent that he can write a book that he considers like a puff piece. And it can be like Wuthering Heights, and he can write it in 24 hours for $20,000. So he ends up going to this place called Baldpate Manor, I think is what they call it. And he meets up, he thinks he's going to be there alone, and he meets the two caretakers. Sheila Keith plays one of the caretakers. And then all these other guys, you know, played by Christopher Lee and Vincent Price and Peter Cushing show up, as well as John Carradine shows up as Sheila Keith's father, another one of the caretakers. And I don't want to give it all away, but it seems that people are getting killed off in the House of the Long Shadows, otherwise known as Baldpate Manor. I enjoyed the movie, but if you're not really in the mood for a little comedy and that little comedic twist that's in this one, then you might want to wait for a day that you are, okay? So I am going to give this one, now if I can find my stuff here. I'm going to give this one 4 deadites out of 5. If it had been a little more serious, I probably would have been able to give it 5 deadites out of 5. And people are probably like, come on, Dana, why you got to be so picky about it? But it's not that I don't like it. And this is a film I remember watching a really long time ago when I was just a kid on cable at my granny's house. I don't know why or how I was watching it, but I was watching it. And I remembered the title and everything. The only thing is I remembered it being scarier when I was a kid, maybe just because I was a kid. But I guess, you know, I don't want to give everything. There is a big twist in this one, but I don't want to give it away in case there are those of you that might consider watching this and, you know, you've never even seen it one time. And I don't want to give all the things away in either one of these movies. But I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and get off here before I go to sleep on you guys and gals. The Poet, I want to thank you so much for being in here in the chat. You've been a mainstay for me, and I really, really appreciate it. Right now seems to be kind of a downtime as far as even people watching these on the replay. And I think it could be due to the holiday season. We're going to go from Thanksgiving into Christmas. But as long as I have, somebody in here that's listening to what I have to say, and maybe a few people that watch this on the replay, that's all I really need. So I want to thank you, the poet, for being in the chat and keeping me company tonight as I went through these couple of Pete Walker slashers or Pete Walker films. And I guess that's it from me for tonight. But I want to thank those of you that will watch this on the replay possibly as well. Or if you were in here and didn't, feel comfortable getting in the chat, but you were watching along, because I did see one or two people pop in and out. I appreciate you as well. Yeah, safe travels to you, the poet, or anybody else that may be making some trips out of town for the upcoming holiday. And stay safe. Even if you're staying at home, please stay safe. Don't have any kitchen fires or anything like that cooking your Thanksgiving dinner. And as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. And if you love Ozzy as much as I do, get out there, blast some Ozzy, and try your best to live the Ozzy way. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, don't stay stuck in the past, folks. Move forward from the present into the future and never, ever give up on your dreams. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday night, folks. And I'll see everybody next time.